Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, episode 165. We have made it to the end of the year. Larry here.
I'm confused.
So am I.
Happy holidays. Merry Christmas. Was that it?
That was it.
That was it. All right.
That was it right there.
Yes, Anthony, I think he's been waiting to do that for a very long time.
Yes, I was.
I feel bad because I'm the one usually hitting record.
I know.
Yes, welcome to the new episode of the Retro Gamers Podcast, and we are live here in my apartment this time.
Yes, you are. We are here in. It's Long Island, but like you have another town.
Well, yeah,
it's we're in Long Island, New York. Together,
yep.
Not CG. I haven't cut myself in. Or
no blue screen here, no chroma key,
no green screen. Blue screen's old. But no green screen. Yeah, I'm here in New York for the holidays. As I tend to be quite often.
It is, Christmas time. No better place to spend Christmas than in New York.
Yeah, Santa comes here once a year, and so do I.
So
I am the gift that keeps on giving one time a year.
But I'm the one rocking a Santa beard right now.
That's very true. I can't rock it the way that you do. Mostly because my beard's not gray.
This used to be, when I first grew it, it was bright red. Bright red.
And what happened?
God was like, you know what? We're gonna make you go gray very early in life.
Yes. Well, hello, Santa.
Well, I'm glad you're here.
I'm happy to be here.
First time in a while that we get to actually record in the same building, in the same state.
I know, this is great.
Same time zone.
Well, actually, that's probably the most important thing because we've recorded basically mostly when I'm either 3 hours behind or, in some rare occasions, 16 hours ahead.
Yeah, that gets a little wacky when you start doing that.
Yeah, the whole time travel thing, I don't like it.
Then I get totally confused, and
it
is what it is. Well, I'm just saying.
I have no idea where I am anymore.
So we're here. This is more going to be kind of like a year-end review episode. So it may be a little on the shorter end, so we'll tell you now. So don't worry about it, folks. But how was your 2019?
My 2019 was crazy. It was pretty crazy. There was a lot of work-wise. There was a lot of travel, a lot of stuff going on there. I've been to Asia a few times.
Very good.
Which has been interesting. Outside of that, in terms of home life, everything's been generally pretty good. Lots of gaming. There's been a lot of gaming. Sadly, not as much retro gaming as I normally like to do.
No, all right.
A lot of Dead by Daylight.
Oh well, yeah.
A lot of Dead by Daylight because I have a Dead by Daylight group.
You do.
I have
did a whole episode about it.
Yeah, I know exactly. We did a whole episode a few weeks ago. Mike and Russell were on, and that was really cool. So so just a lot of that. I got another surgery under the belt,
literally and figuratively.
Yeah, well, actually, that's actually true. But all in all, I think the year overall has been really good. Again, on the gaming side, a lot of purchasing.
Yes.
A lot of trying stuff out.
Oh my gosh, yes.
There were definitely. I think maybe I'll hold off on talking about our specific highlights for the year. But overall, in general, I think it was a really solid year. How about yourself?
Okay. 2019, personally may have kicked me, where it hurts, but for the podcast,
not actually, physically.
all the podcast. Oh, it felt like it did. Oh yeah, that's true. That's right. I'm sorry, I forgot. For the podcasting, first of all, for the Retro Gamers, I think we had a solid year. We'll get to talk about some of the purchases, some of the things that went on, events that we went to, both in New York, in LA, stuff like that. On my end, just talking about some of the other podcasts as well. The Better Half podcast, the Yin and the Yang podcast, doing fantastic. New listeners, new subscribers, and we thank all of you out there who's been watching, who's been listening. I thank you for all the podcasts, and we thank you for this one.
Yes,
and all the the shows that I've been able to do. If I may be just a little selfish at this point.
What else is new?
Well, it's
I'm kidding.
It's to get the podcast out there, though.
Yes, of course.
Monty and the Pharaoh, Victims and Villains, The Technocrat, Beats and Speaks podcast. These are all podcasts that I've done this year for just great topics and getting this podcast and all the podcasts out there. So 2019 was very good. 2020 is going to be even better.
Yes.
And when we get there, we'll talk about it. But for us, I think we're looking forward to 2020 with some stuff.
I am looking forward to 2020 a lot because I have plotted some things for 2020.
Okay.
I am. See.
Is this Hollywood lingo when you say plotted?
Well, no. It's like the evil.
I gotcha. Excellent.
Cue the slight little grin.
I could soon. Not now though.
Yeah, but no. I think we have some interesting stuff in store for 2020. I know for me, for myself personally, again, I have stockpiled so many games that it's about time that I start playing them. Aside from my fun online crew,
of course,
I definitely have a batch of stuff that I want to get to, and a batch of stuff I want to share with you guys. I know, like, towards the end of the year, I started sharing a few things while I was recovering.
Yes. You had nothing else to do.
Yeah, exactly. I had nothing else to do. Hit up some Link's Awakening, showed off the 13th Doll.
Yes, that was awesome.
That was really fun, and I got to get back to finishing that, so I'm going to get back to that in 2020 for sure. Link's Awakening I also want to get back to because I was enjoying that, and then I put it on the side for a little while.
As we've done even when we were kids.
I know it happens. It's like, hey, you know what? Okay, I'm playing this a little bit. I'm going to get back to it in a week. 3 months later, oops.
Yeah, you like it. You know, when I got Super Mario Brothers 2, played it, got 3, not even, got probably something else, and then 2 went to the wayside for a little while.
Yep.
Then you're like, what is this thing collecting dust?
Exactly. So, I personally, and maybe I don't do New Year's resolution type of things.
Okay.
But I would like to be more focused on completing games, like I used to. Because when I was younger, for some odd reason, like I was so laser focused on finishing a game. I finished a ton of games as a kid because I just had to do it. It's like I've always been a completionist at heart. I've noticed lately that that's kind of fallen by the wayside for me, where I'm like, I play the game for a little while and I'm enjoying it, but then I just happen to stop playing it and move on. And that's very unlike me. So,
and when I was younger, I was the opposite, where I completed nothing.
Yeah.
I got nothing done. The only game I completed was...
I witnessed that.
Yes, you did. Well, that's a whole different...
I witnessed some of that nothing.
We're going to talk about that in a little while.
Yes.
And it is posted, so you can go and watch it as we speak.
Oh, God, yes.
But, growing up, like, the only game I really beat was Contra, and that was even with the Konami code.
Yep.
And I never really beat games, but as you just mentioned, as we got older, especially as we started doing this, we flip-flopped. I know we
totally did. We really did.
So, you not beating as much as you used to before. I'm starting to complete games now all of a sudden.
Is it the LA thing? Am I like
I'm going to blame LA.
Yeah, am I like too chill?
I am
what it is?
LA
it's
chic.
Like, it's okay. I'll get back to it.
I have always said it. Your friends in Brooklyn versus your friends in LA are two totally different groups.
Oh yeah,
and you're in the middle, and like the consummate professional you are, you definitely are. When you're in LA, you're LA proper. When you're in New York, though, I see that Brooklyn proper start coming out a little bit.
Oh no,
it sneaks out. It's very Bruce Banner and Hulk.
Okay, are you saying that I'm angry in New York?
This is very, very possible. Okay. Maybe more David Banner and the Hulk. Maybe we'll go TV wise.
Okay, I you know what? I can buy that. We want to go, or we can go maybe Edward Norton and Mark Ruffalo.
Oh, okay.
How about that?
Where does Joe Fixit come into play?
Oh no, he doesn't come into play. Lou Ferrigno, no.
Aww.
Sorry, Lou.
He'll never hear this.
But no. I completely understand that.
But yeah, 2019. Let's talk about some of the events, if you will, that we've done. We've done a handful of events.
Yes, we have.
One of which was when you attended the soft opening, as they call it, for Barcade in Los Angeles.
Yeah, Barcade in Los Angeles, which is in, I want to say it's Atwater Village in terms of the location.
Is it like something Heights or something?
No.
Oh, okay,
it's Atwater Village. I'm not sure. Anyway, it's
not that far from you.
It's not far from me. It's only a 10-minute drive. I've been there a few times. Mm-hmm. Absolutely love it. A lot of great games. Went to what you said. I went to the soft opening, and live streamed it.
Yes.
Earlier this year, and it was a lot of fun. It's great seeing not just seeing the good old fashioned arcades from yesteryear, but in like peak physical condition.
Yes.
Like these, like the arcades that they have there are kept, top notch. They look top notch. They look like they did when I was a kid going to the actual arcade. Yeah. If anything, they look better.
They do, and they fix them in house.
And they fix them in house, and mostly because and I think obviously the upkeep is better because you have adults playing them.
This is true. Yes,
sure that helps. Granted, adults drinking alcohol because
this is also true. Yes,
but it's just great to walk around and say, and just like literally looking at them, it's like, oh, there's the T2 arcade machine with the machine guns, and then walk a few feet over, it's like, oh, the X-Men 6-player that I always wanted for my house.
Yes,
or the
dual screen.
Yeah, or the Twilight Zone pinball machine, which was in the video store I used to work at when I was younger.
Oh, the one next to Pronto?
The one next to Pronto.
That had a pinball machine in it?
It had two. It would always had 2 games in it. One game was either Street Fighter or Mortal Kombat.
Okay.
I ended up getting switched out. The second one was always a pinball machine. And the Twilight Zone pinball machine was there for a couple of years. And that was far and away my favorite pinball machine.
We talked about Anthony used to work in a mom and pop video rental store, if you will. Yes. But I don't remember machines being in there because we used to hang out in there.
Yeah, no, it was always there. They were always there right in the back. And probably, obviously, when you're an 18-year-old kid working at a video store, you're kind of in heaven. I mean, because
totally,
especially when it was a mom and pop, because there were a lot of times where there would be a lull during the day, and I had gotten to the point where it's like, oh well, you know what? I mean, I would watch movies all day because I'm sitting there and I'm watching movies because I'm just waiting for customers to come in, and I'm like, you know what? Why am I doing this? Then I started bringing my Sony PlayStation to work because I could hook it up to the TV there, and then I was just playing all of my PlayStation games there, while it was quiet.
And that store is long gone, so I guess we can safely say that's also where you were getting the imports from.
Yes, I was actually able to order.
How did you justify those?
No. It was very easy to justify because I paid for them. It was just.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if it was okay.
Because my boss had access to those things. I just asked her. I'd be like, can you order this for me? I'll pay for it.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's how I would get Japanese import games. So like Fire Pro Wrestling G.
Yep.
Oh,
that's what I meant to talk to you about. I know when you think, because the handheld episode that I did when you were in China was about the 25th anniversary of the PlayStation, and I mentioned on it how, yes, you were getting those imports.
Yeah.
So it was Fire Pro Wrestling. Did you have a Dance Dance import?
Yes, I had the what was the name of that dance?
Revolution?
Dance Dance Revolution, I had an import, but I think it was for Sega Dreamcast. I don't think it was for PlayStation.
Oh, really? Oh, I don't know
that was
that.
a Dreamcast one I wanted to make. No, but it was the Buster Groove 2.
Yes.
I got the Japanese import for that game because I couldn't find the American version of it because they made a very low number, and they kind of, like, if they were released, they disappeared. So I ordered the Japanese version and had that sent to the video store, and I still have that.
Do you really?
Oh, I still have the import, yeah.
Do you have the dance pads?
No, I don't have the dance pads for that stuff, but I still have the import for Buster Groove. Buster Groove was not with the dance pad. It was just with the controller.
Oh, I thought it was, okay.
Kind of similar to Parappa the Rapper.
Yes, which I did not like.
Which I just downloaded on my PS4.
Oh, did you?
It was on sale.
Oh, side note, before I forget, PS4 has a great sale going on right now.
Sales, plural. They have like a million.
That is true. They have the holiday one going through, I think, January 5th.
Yes.
I didn't realize, for those of you who may be interested in picking it up, they have Super Star Wars, the Super Nintendo version.
Yes.
I didn't know. It's $5 right now. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I when I saw it there, I was like, wait, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah, I was looking through. I'm like, did they have the? Because I have the other two on the Wii U.
I wonder if it's because a lot of LucasArts games have shown up on PS4, and that's probably why.
Yep, with that terrible company, Limited Run, putting out physical copies.
Limited Run? You mean the company that you finally ordered a game from after,
I talked about it. We talked about it. Yeah, we talked about it.
Also a fun part of 2019.
That's true, yes.
Your hatred for Limited Run.
Even though
giving them money.
That started in 2018, maybe even 2018.
The grudge carried.
It did, and it still does. Look, like I said, I may have lost the battle, but I'm not done fighting the war. I did order a Jay and Silent Bob. I think it's called Mole Brawl. They put out physical, like, NES copies. And I ordered it from the Jay and Silent Bob Mole Brawl website, the video game. I didn't realize it was limited run. I still haven't gotten really any confirmation, though I was charged.
No, you did know it was limited. No, don't cop out.
No. I knew it was limited run afterwards.
You knew it was limited run because I told you about the game. You didn't know that game existed. And I told you, I said, Larry, I was like, I know you don't like limited run. I was like, but they've got a Jay and Silent Bob game. And your literal response, your literal response to me was, oh crap. Because you knew you were going to give in.
We may have to go back and listen to the recording.
Okay,
that may be true.
Yes.
But beyond that, and Limited Run, I did give them credit in 2019 when they put out their Star Wars games.
Yes.
They put out the first two in the blister packs that the figures came in. And a buddy of mine, Peter, I'll give you a shout out, he ordered a few copies, and one of which I think he's going to look to resale anyway on eBay when it jacks up in price.
Because of this coming too.
But he is going to sell me a copy of those. I will admit the blister packs are cool, but I'd rather give him the money than limited run. Okay. So I have no problem paying him and paying him extra if I have to.
Well, that's fair.
So there you go, Peter.
See, at least there it's once removed. But see, for Jay and Silent Bob, you really have no excuse. You gave limited run money this year.
I thought I was giving it Jay and Silent Bob.
Okay.
So
I
whatever.
give limited run money.
Yeah, I know.
But they always send me my games.
Well, someone still has my Night Trap, so whatever. They can go to hell. Oh. But I don't want to end 2019 talking about them.
No, let's not. That's why we're getting it out early. That's it. Let's this is like video game therapy.
Oh, you have no idea. My head's going to explode. The other show that we did this year was the Long Island Retro Gaming Expo.
Yes,
and
I was not there.
Unfortunately, you were not. You were there in spirit. You were definitely there in spirit.
Did I send my spirit? I don't know. I think my spirit might have been on the way to China at that
That
time.
is either that or was it during your surgery? I don't know.
No. That was in August, right?
Yeah.
No, it was right before I was
to
China.
So so we actually had a table for the first time at Long Island Retro Expo. We had Frank from The Better Half helped out on Sunday. Ira from Circling the Drain podcast helped out on Saturday. Glenn helped out both days. Mm-hmm. Actually, my buddy Mario, who lives downstairs from here, helped out as well. And even my mother helped a little bit, so that was good. But that was a good weekend because we got to feel, what it was like and I'm going to say we, because even though Anthony wasn't there physically, he was still there.
Well, and we did try to set it up where I could be
there
through Skype.
We tried.
The
internet was terrible.
The internet was terrible. It just couldn't work out that way because I was planning on spending the day sitting in front of my
We would just have like my phone set up right here.
And remember, I was going to be like Max Headroom. That was my whole joke about it. I was going to be Max Headroom for the day, and I was so excited about that.
Yep. And then I could have placed you over by a certain YouTuber who was there as well, who tends to be a jerk to people. And then you'd be like, who's talking?
Exactly. Yeah. And then I'd just be like, just making fun of him. You just turn the TV off before he turns around.
So that was fun. Met a lot of cool people, got our names out there. It was just fun to do an event like that. Yep. We were right next to the Playable Characters podcast, a wonderful podcast, who was actually on our episode that we did from that point. Show. Were you able to hit up a couple of events in LA as well? Did you do SoCal or no?
I wasn't.
We didn't have any tables.
Yeah, no, I didn't have tables or anything like that, and I did not go to SoCal Retro Gaming Expo. But probably the highlight of the year for me had to be my very first trip to San Diego Comic-Con.
Yes.
Which I did the third week of July with our Uber fan Frankie.
Oh, yeah.
Hi, Frankie.
That's an event unto itself.
You know what? I
love Frankie.
But despite what you told me about what Frankie does at conventions,
which he does,
but he was perfectly fine.
I never said he acted up. No, I said you can't find him.
Look, he was. I only had to pull the child leash once or twice. Okay. No, joking aside. No, he was perfectly. He was actually great to be with at a convention because he's got like this childlike wonder to him when he's there, and it made me happy seeing how happy he was running around. Getting his commissions and checking out stuff. It was super. It was really fun to see him in his element, so to speak.
Totally. And he was just, when I saw him at New York Comic Con, it was the exact same. I ran into him. Him and Verdi were there, and I'm like, "Where's Frankie?" He's like, "He's somewhere down here." Yep. And it was Artist Alley, so God only help. Then I saw him for about 30 seconds.
And it was gone.
It was like a poof.
Yep. No, but it was great. It was great. It was great attending San Diego Comic-Con for the first time. We were only there for like a day and change.
Yeah.
Which was great. Because that was just enough for me. I got what I needed to because I was really focusing on the video game side of it because I wanted it for the podcast. Got to see some really cool stuff. Got to see Marvel Ultimate Alliance 3 the week that it came out.
Oh yeah.
You were able to go up and play it. Monster World Online was represented. I got to see that Man of Medan, which is a game I ended up buying, which is really cool. Again, if you've ever played Until Dawn on PlayStation 4, same company made this game where the decisions you make affect the story.
That's cool.
Very, very
I got to
cool.
try that.
And then I got to go backstage at the Nintendo.
Oh, yes, that's right.
And I got to go in the Nintendo Lounge and see Luigi's Mansion 3. I got to see Link's Awakening a couple months before it came out, which was really cool. So, it was just a great experience video game-wise. Comic book-wise, of course, I know we're not a comic book podcast. Comic book-wise, I got to see really cool stuff. Oh, video game-wise, I got to see the graded games from Heritage Auctions.
Is that the one
for ridiculous
you were
amounts of money.
texting me?
Yeah, and I'm like, look at the prices on these at like $5,000.
Honestly, I mean,
like,
it's crazy. It's like people spending over $1,000 on a comic book. It's so stupid.
Yeah, it is. I don't know who would do stuff like that. I don't know.
Joking.
It's the same type of person who would blow, I don't know, several $1,000s on pop vinyls.
Yeah, well,
but it happens.
It is. I'm sure they've seen this background.
But again, like San Diego Comic-Con was great, excellent experience, and the best thing out of it is that I get to go back for the next 3 years.
Yes, that's cool.
Because I have a professional pass now.
Should I or should I not be looking into airfare?
You should not.
Ah, dang it.
And you know why?
Why?
Because they've already sold out for next year.
When did they go on sale?
They went on sale in November.
Wait, I didn't know.
I don't know. I was talking to my friend the other day. My friend Rich DePinto has been on the show.
He's been on the show, yeah,
a few times. But he's a bigger comic book nerd than I am. And I told him, I said, hey, I've already got a hotel. I've got my professional pass. Find out when they're on sale, because they normally go on sale like January or February.
I would have thought, yeah,
right. And his wife looked it up online. She's like, they're already gone. I go, what do you mean they're already gone? They put them up in November. And
I didn't see a thing.
I didn't get an email, nothing, because I always get an email saying they're coming up on sale.
Yeah. Especially since you've already bought before.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, gone.
All right. Can you get a +1?
I won't know. That's the problem. That's the problem. I will not know for
Fair
some
enough.
time.
All right, whatever. I'll take the roll.
Sorry, but Comic-Con, was great. Okay. I'll be going again.
That's cool.
I'll be going for the next 3 years unless I die there.
Hope not.
Because, holy cow, it is a lot to take in. But definitely a great.
You
experience.
don't like crowds.
I don't like crowds. So imagine me going to this thing where it's like, oh my god, there are comic book stuff and there's video game stuff. So I'm so happy. Why are all these people here?
I've seen you at New York Comic Con. I know. Trust me.
Yeah, I'll walk in for 10 minutes. I'll be like, I'm done.
I'm
out. I hung in there pretty well.
You did. You did. I heard very much. I heard good things. So 2019 was really, really good as far as us doing stuff. I was able to hit up a few other barcades. Mm-hmm. Barcade Brooklyn. I was streaming from there one night. That's where I discovered one of the most addicting arcade games of all time. It's a horseshoes game.
Oh, literally
shoes. It's called SHUUZ. That's all it was. So fun. Played that. Was able to hit up Barcade in Philadelphia, which is now called Barcade Fishhead. I guess that area is called Fishhead. That was an awesome place.
Not asking.
It's weird. Yeah, I don't know. It's
no. Stop there.
It went from Philly to Fishhead. Yeah.
Yeah, let's leave it.
They had some great stuff there. I saw the cutest asteroids machine from back in the day. Mm-hmm. Like, it was so tiny and didn't even have a marquee on it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, it was adorable.
Okay.
I wanted to put it on my back and just travel home with it.
Yeah.
I think those are the only two, right? I hit that one. I went to the city one last year. So I've been to about 3 or 4 of them.
Cool.
Barcades. So if I when I come back out to LA, which eventually will happen, definitely hit up the one out there. Then I get like a frequent flyer mile, I think, then with Barcade.
Nice.
I don't know.
I should give that to you.
We promote the hell out of them. I love them.
And rightfully so. They're great.
They're great. They're fantastic.
They are really great.
So that was stuff that we did in 2019. What about some of the games that you remember?
Before we get into games,
I'm sorry.
I want to talk about one other highlight from
okay.
the year, and it was something we did early on in the year that we haven't done before, and it was our very first in-depth interview.
Yes.
We did that interview with Dr. Anthony Bean to talk about the Psychology of the Legend of Zelda book that he did.
Great book.
Which was a fantastic book. He was great to have on the show. I would actually love to reach out and see if we can get him on again next year.
Yeah, definitely.
Just to see what he's up to, what's going on, and honestly to have him talk games because he's a gamer.
Yeah, if truth be told on it, it's all good stuff. I remember when we talked about it, and I was like, "Ooh, a PhD on the show. I don't know if I can keep up with it. You certainly can." I'm like, I don't know if I could.
I don't have a PhD.
No, but you're wired better to talk to a PhD professor than I would be.
I'm smarter?
Yes, absolutely.
Thank you.
No, I totally admit that. Don't you have like 9 masters or something?
No, I only have 2.
Okay.
I only have 2.
That's 1.5 more than I have. So,
half a master.
I took 1 semester of masters.
Okay, that's not half a master's. That's like 1/80th.
And I failed math. So when we were talking about having him on the show, and I'm like, ooh, a PhD. What is a PhD? Before knowing Dr. Bean, I'm like, what would a PhD know? And like, what could the book have been about? And then we got a copy of the book, Psychology of Zelda, which go out and purchase. It's a great, great book. Mm-hmm. And you end up reading these essays, and it turns out he knows a lot about gaming. And then when we finally started talking to him, he was completely not what you would think a professor would be.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking the glasses, a pipe, and and there's the philosophers back in the day would say. No, he was all like, I beat all these Zelda games. Wow. I'm a gamer. Is that the other thing?
Yeah, I kind of want to get a PhD just so I can walk around as that stereotype.
I get the monocle?
No, on the show every week.
Yep.
Just like that.
You can do it anyway.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah. Just
Where's my megaphone?
Dr. Anthony.
I bought a megaphone.
No, that's 2020.
No? Okay.
We're going to put that. But again.
So he was very cool. And he knew his stuff.
Yeah, and that's...
Gaming-wise.
Yeah, gaming-wise, he knew his stuff. But also, psychology obviously can be a very deep and dense thing, and the way that he was able to explain everything very, just on a very casual level and very matter of fact.
I was able to understand.
Yeah, you were right. The fact that Larry was able to understand that really shows you that he's able to bring it down to a 4th grade level.
I have no problem admitting that. Very true. The Daily News is written for an 8th grade reading level.
Really?
Yep, absolutely.
Oh, so you don't read it?
No, I don't read any news. That's another podcast. But no, he was very cool to have.
Yeah, that was a great time.
And of course, some of the other guests that we've had on the show, of course.
Oh, of course,
Josh
from Victims and Villains, who last episode made you freak, which was great. The last episode he was on was awesome. But no, Josh is always great to have on the show. Yes. He's a blast. It's always great talking games with him, mostly because he also comes from a background where he never gamed as much as we did.
Correct.
So it's cool to hear his reactions to stuff.
Very innocent, child's innocence, which is also when you had your friends from when you were talking about Dead by Daylight and Friday the 13th.
Yes,
you had one of your friends who almost started playing recently.
Yeah, Russell and Mike from My Haunt Life.
Yep.
They have their own podcast called My Haunt Life. But also, Russell just started gaming with a PS4. Not that I want to admit his age, he's older than me. So he's never played anything earlier. Mm-hmm. So it was interesting to see the dynamic in the discussion from somebody who's never played any retro games. So, and I'm looking to take advantage of that next year.
Yes.
We'll see what happens with that.
Who else? We had Anthony Chu, our friend, Frank Messina, our friend, and they were on, the Yin and the Yang and the Better Half podcast.
We had a lot of people that had to fill in for us this year.
We did. That's the other thing.
We went. Both of us had to go missing at times. But again, life happens.
Life finds a way. Where's my Dr. Ian Malcolm?
No. See, I'm here, so no.
Ow! That hurt.
You're not allowed. No pop show.
But it's the cool one. It's when he's lounging when he's after you got like a broken leg.
Not allowed.
All right.
Anyway, that and singing. No. I had my friend Jay on earlier this year. We did a podcast back early March, I want to say. We had a number of people show up on the show this year, and we can't thank them enough for coming on and joining us. We're looking forward to all of them coming back next year. Rich, of course, was another one who was on the show.
I don't want them to show up because then that means we get to do more recordings together.
Well, like I said, I hope they all show up next year in a regular interval. It's always obviously it's always great when it's us.
Of course,
it's always. But I always find it fun when we get to bounce it off of somebody else.
Oh, totally. I have no problem with that. That's why I've never had a problem, if I had to sit out or if you had to sit out, because then we do get a different aspect, different mind. Then you get someone like Anthony Chu on the show who thinks Mario is a painter.
Yes. Look, there's some flubs here and there. It's okay.
And we've known him for so long. I love when I heard that.
I know, and we can forgive him for it. It's perfectly fine. We'll still invite him back.
Oh, totally. Absolutely.
But and then getting back to what you were saying earlier, you were talking about games.
Game-wise, this year, just looking at my collection,
it has grown.
It has definitely grown by leaps and bounds. This year I focused more on like Saturn, Sega CD, stuff like that, with the one day it's going to show up on my doorstep, the Polymega.
Yeah, the build up to the Polymega. We've been talking about this a lot.
Probably since our episodes were in double digits.
Yeah, basically. So. I mean, when the Kickstarter first started,
we've
been talking about the Polymega, but unlike previous years, one of us got the opportunity to actually see it in action.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
which I did back in May.
Yep.
And I was very impressed with it. I was impressed enough that I went and pre-ordered it.
You are hard to impress, and when you got impressed for that, that means something.
Yeah, because I do tend to, I tend to be a little more pragmatic than you do. What'll happen with you is somebody will walk up to a podium and say, "We are now announcing the brand new click pre-order."
Echo, what does pragmatic mean?
an adjective, pragmatic is usually defined as of or relating to a practical point of view or practical considerations. As a noun,
This is why I have a master's.
This is why I have an Echo.
Wow. So, as I was saying...
Hold on. Echo home. She's going to record the whole thing then.
Oh, okay. So as I was saying, I'm like, you hit the pre-order button just when they announce things. I go, me, it takes me a little bit of time. Or if I go ahead and do the pre-order, let's say for, I don't know, the PlayStation Classic, and I realize what's coming, what's about to come out, I go online and I go, cancel pre-order. I don't need that for $100. I'll wait until I can buy it for $12.
It is well what you did, and I bought it full. I think me and 5 other people on this planet bought it full price day of.
That you did.
And there's still nothing. That price was justifiable when it came out. Mm-hmm. Nothing wrong with that system. I got the regular one. I got the Japanese one somewhere. So,
well, to counter that, I did pay $90 for WWE 2K20.
That is true, and that game is worth about $12.
Yeah, I don't even know if it's worth $12.
Yeah, I
think they owe me $12.
That was ugly.
That was very ugly.
So I've been focusing a lot on like those 32X games. I got a couple of 32X games this year. As far as big ticket games, I'm just trying to look right now.
I remember.
I did get one.
I remember a specific Philips CDI game that you purchased when you were in LA.
I did do that. That was technically I think 2018.
Was that 2018?
I think I
thought that was this year.
No, that was last year.
Okay, well never mind.
Yeah, but nevertheless, Hotel Mario definitely. I
wow, that's right. That was November last year.
That was Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
But I did buy. There was a game. I'm of course now I'm failing to remember the game because it wasn't a popular game. It was a PlayStation 1 game. I think it was like Endgamer or something like that, or Endeavor. It's a side scroller.
Yeah.
It was pricey. It was about $80-$90.
Wow.
Justifiable though. Well worth it.
Yeah, and my big well, actually, since we're talking about like kind of bigger purchases and stuff like that, if you remember at the beginning of the year, Josh tried to
get... Oh God, I completely forgot about that.
Josh from Victims and Villains, because last year we had a bet going.
Yep.
Of whoever spent the most money on video games last year had to buy the other person a Virtual Boy.
Yes, and I lost, I guess you can say.
Yeah, you definitely lost. You lost by a lot.
That happened this year as well.
Yes, the Virtual Boy was destroyed.
It sure was.
Now it took a little time.
I'm going to be honest with you for one thing.
Yeah.
So, of course, I did go back to one of our Flashback Friday vids, our first Flashback Friday video of Anthony, and who's with you?
Jamie.
Jamie. Yep. Destroying the Virtual Boy. And
one of the proudest moments of my
life. I mean, you guys went to work on this thing. I am not going to lie. I was fearing... I mean, I knew you were okay because you had all 10 of your fingers.
Yes.
Because I saw you afterwards. But when I saw you guys with that Sawzall, I was like, uh-oh.
Yeah, here comes an accident. Hey, you know what? We wore protective glasses.
You did.
We had gloves.
You did.
We were safe.
Okay. Yeah, the glove was going to protect you from a Sawzall.
And the little ball peen hammers we had.
That was great. You cracked it open, like I said, just like a
great. Did you keep the pieces?
Oh, I still have them.
Oh, good.
They're in my closet.
All right, because that was a birthday gift.
No,
I don't expect you to ever get rid of it.
I have the box. I have the thing. I want to put in some sort of lucite if I could.
Oh, God.
And just one day.
No, you know what you need to do? You just
try and piece it back together.
Just get one of those like plastic cases, that you would put like a figure in or something.
Yeah.
And just pour the pieces in, and then put like the little plaque that says Virtual Boy.
1996 to 2019.
Yeah, that was definitely a great moment. But getting back to Josh, Josh was the reason why that bet happened in 2018. He did set up another bet in early 19.
We did.
That we kind of just let fall by the wayside.
Well, not necessarily fall by the wayside. I think I just, seeing what transpired from it, I just conceded because I knew it was going to be it. So basically, Josh challenged whoever between the two of us, and I completely forgot about it until now.
Yep.
Whichever one of us buys the most unique, I guess, or rare.
The most unique or rare
game system, whatever it is.
Yeah, be a console or game or something like that.
Wins, and then the loser has to buy them a game or something like that.
It was like $100.
Something like that, yeah.
Game.
So,
I don't think we're honoring that because we never really followed through.
We kind of forgot.
But you did also give up immediately because no sooner that he set it up on the first week of the year, the second week I went to St. Louis and I came back with a JVC XI.
You really did. You just nailed it.
It was a week later. I'm like, boom!
You just nailed it. And I was like, I'm done.
I remember you saying in that episode, you're like, yeah, I give up already.
Because I mean, I was already out of the running because here I am buying Polymegas, buying Atari VCSs, or at least giving my money to Atari VCS, looking forward to an Intellivision Amico. So I knew all my stuff was going to be newer anyway.
Yeah, that's true.
So I was like, oh,
that's okay.
Boo. But
even though I won, I will not hold you to it because we really didn't follow it.
Well, let me ask you this then. So this...
And by the way, the JVC Xi, awesome.
Oh, I believe it.
Yeah,
it's a
really,
hybrid
really cool.
Sega CD and Genesis. So I guess then this can either... I'm going to jump ahead a little bit. We're going to go back to this. We're going to revisit this part in a little while.
Yep.
Even though we got, we're going to be closing up here soon, but not too soon.
Yeah.
I guess I originally bought this as a Christmas gift for you, but I guess it now can be because of the contest.
The contest?
And...
Because you purchased it, will it count as the rare item? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it'll count as the rare item and the thing. And as you can tell, I just purchased it today, actually. So I know you were talking about it.
I was physically there.
Yes, and so congratulations. Here you go. I did get. Let's take that off the back, though.
Oh,
that's not
price.
not what I paid for it.
How much did they have it down?
I paid it for
I'm just
double.
Curious. I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I paid double that price.
No, you didn't.
Whoa! Look what they originally had it for.
Holy cow!
Way to go, guys! All right, there we go.
Anyway. Thank you.
No problem.
And that is Super Mario. So that's Super Mario RPG: Legend of the Seven Stars. Thank you, Larry.
No problem. Awesome. And like literally, we were just at Game On.
We were just at
an
Game
hour
On,
ago.
Which, by the way, Brian, thank you very much for hosting us. Basically, you were really awesome. But that's
don't let Tristan know.
I have a gift for you, but I'll say.
No, I know that. Like I said, this kind of jump ahead was what you were talking about.
Now, does this qualify?
It's qualifying as both,
right? But does this beat out the JVC Xi? No.
No. That's your prize.
My gift and my prize.
Yeah. That's
okay. Oh, you cheapo! You doubled up the gift.
Sure, I did.
You know what? I'm taking the Game Boy Advance.
I have to bring that back.
Oh, you do?
No, because okay. So here's what happened.
You needed something to hide.
Exactly.
Yeah, I got it.
You don't even have a Game Boy.
I know, but now I just want it. Anyway, thank you very much. That's awesome. But again, I wasn't going to hold you to that. Anyway.
No, I know you weren't. But I heard you talking about it. I'm like, let me do something nice.
It's one of those games. It's like I always want to buy, but then I find other stuff, and I'm like, all right, I'll get it next.
Did you have it originally and then just lost it, or?
Yeah.
Okay, that happened
to it. Yeah. Or maybe I did the stupid
sold it back.
Sold it to Funkoland.
Back then was a different ballgame.
Yeah, back then it was different. It was like, oh, we'll sell them back. I mean,
yeah.
They'll always be around, or we're done, whatever.
Exactly.
Who knew retro gaming was going to become a thing?
Who knew? Who knew?
None of us did. But going back to games themselves, since we were, Larry, what games kind of highlighted 2019 for you? Either retro or current.
Okay, yeah, because look, we are current gamers as well.
Yeah.
You mentioned
what moments did you have?
Okay, Link's Awakening. Mm-hmm. You mentioned before. I completed Link's Awakening, which I was very happy with.
Awesome.
The ending is beautiful. Just
can't
beautiful.
Wait to finish it.
Then I started going back to play my other Game Boy games of Zelda, like Oracle of Ages.
Okay.
Specifically, Oracle of Seasons, and then I went out and I repurchased. I had to buy a new Game Boy player because I lost the boot up disc, but no one sells the boot up disc by itself. Okay. So I had to buy the whole. So if anybody actually wants just the Game Boy player itself, DM me. I have one. No boot up disc. So I started doing that. I got an HDMI cable for it. Like I really started going all high tech into it. Mm-hmm. And then Luigi's Mansion came out, and I started playing Luigi's Mansion 3. So there went Zelda. Some other highlights. This year, as far as games completed.
Yep.
I beat Jaws for the first time.
I know, and that was quite the accomplishment.
On NES.
And you did it live streaming, didn't you?
I did.
Yeah.
I did it live. Not from beginning to end, but when I saw I was getting towards the end, that's when I jumped into the middle. And I never, like I said, this year, and especially since starting this podcast, I've been getting, if not completing the game, I'm definitely getting further in some of these older games.
Yeah.
I don't think it was this year, but just an example, I think maybe last year, I was streaming Splatterhouse.
Yes.
Actually, I had it on the Virtual Console on the Wii, but I think maybe to the next to last, if not last level.
Very nice.
Which I never got to.
Yeah.
Before. So I think like my concentration has been better.
Which is good.
Yeah.
A perfect example. How about what happened today?
Yes,
I was
going to talk that. We can talk about now.
Yeah.
So, and you can even feel free to pause this and go to, I'm sure we're going to put it up on our Instagram We can do that.
Yeah.
We'll put it up on Facebook and YouTube. So, long story short, we're at Game On, and they had on demo Kung Fu on NES, and I stink at Kung Fu. I'm terrible at it.
Which I don't understand.
I don't know why I found it so hard, but I did. I probably only got like to the third level. I can never get past the third level boss. And I never even made it to the end, let alone beat the game. So it's on demo, and I just pick up the controller and I start playing. And like, it's one of those things where, again, you're in the zone.
Yeah.
I'm in it. I'm like, ooh, okay. I'm actually doing strategy as opposed to just running and gunning.
Yep.
So, all right.
And I'm witnessing this.
Yes, you're there.
Brian is there.
Everybody's there. Yep.
Yep, we're all watching, all four of us.
So I get to the third floor. There's 5 floors in the game. And I'm like, oh, Ann, you might as well start recording this. I feel like there may be a chance I can beat this, if not get very further into it than I ever have before. So that's why the video comes in the middle of the gameplay. And I'm playing, and then lo and behold, I get to the end of the game. I get to Mr. X.
Yep. First time ever, right?
First time ever. First time, let alone even on the 5th floor. I didn't even know there were moths in the game or bees in the game, whatever they are.
Yeah, whatever those things
So
we don't know.
So now that's it. I'm ready. We're getting ready to leave, and nope, we're not going anywhere yet because I'm playing. No continues. It was my last life. Don't get me wrong, but no continues. This was one run, and then it took me 2 tries, but I beat Mr. X. I defeat him. He's done. He's dead.
And you beat him literally with like so little health.
Oh,
like
yeah.
One more shot and you were done.
He was kicking my butt, and I had the strategy going. I beat it. But apparently the programmers who created Kung Fu so many years ago, like the 4 previous levels, after you defeat the boss, you have to walk the rest of the hallway. Seeing how I temporarily forgot this, and in an episode of Celebration Too Early, I throw the controller down in a fit of triumph, and then one of the stupidest, weakest first level enemies in the game comes up, slaps me on the back of the head. Game over. It's not a win. It is not a completion.
Nope.
It is game over at the very last part of the game.
And can I say that for one brief moment, I felt badly for you. And then that was immediately erased by, I don't know what, but it was a moment only you could create.
And you're right. It was
really was
so genuine too.
Yeah.
I beat the boss, and I literally was like, yes. I put the controller down. I'm walking away.
I think you even hear me screaming.
I think you do.
I'm like, Larry.
Yeah. My back is to the screen. I'm walking away. I drop the mic, and then the guy comes up and is like,
and
game over. Game over.
And it was your last life, so it went back.
That was it. It
went back to the main menu screen.
Very much game over. I almost feel at this point I should not play Kung Fu ever again. That should be it. My legacy.
No. See, now you will.
The story of my life.
No, you will go back and you will beat it.
No.
Now you know you can.
I can. You just
got to remember to hold on to the controller
and finish the game. Unlike every other game that just ends.
Yes. Ugh. That was
terrible.
Fantastic.
God, that really.
No. That moment, like, that was a highlight of my year. Like, of the Retro Games podcast, that was a highlight of the year.
Glad it took this long.
No. So. I mean, I've had other highlights this year. I mean, the Virtual Boy ranks #1 by far.
Oh, yeah, I'm sure.
But this one definitely ranks up there. This was a great moment.
Well, I'm happy again to bring you satisfaction beyond repair.
No. Well, I mean, what can I say? I mean, this is why we do this, right? This
is
why
yeah,
we do the podcast.
Yep.
I mean, we have these moments,
joyful and triumphant.
Yes, I mean, we do. It is the season. We have these moments.
Yes, we do.
I'm trying to think back to games that I played this year that I really enjoyed. Okay, one of the ones, and I've already mentioned it before, was getting the 13th doll.
Yes.
On downloaded
that
on
was
my PC.
Very fun to watch.
And the only reason why I say that is because that game literally took 15 years to make. It was started in like 2005 by a fan of The Seventh Guest and The 11th Hour.
Mm-hmm.
And he just said, I'm just going to start making it. And he opened up a website. There was a message board. I found it back then. I was still living in New York. This was before I left for LA.
For the first time?
The first time.
Oh, wow.
Because I left.
You only been out there for about a decade, yeah.
Yeah, no. I left. I moved in 06.
Oh, wow.
So this was before then.
Okay.
Like when I found the page and I'm like, oh, this guy's making a game. How cool. Who knows how long it's going to take? And then he started steamrolling and said, hey, I need help. Does anybody want to help me? And he got other programmers and stuff in it. And then it was just kind of chugging along. And literally, I was just, every few months, I would go back to the website and see like, hey, maybe they have an update. Maybe they have an update. And then eventually, they were like, we're ready to do a Kickstarter because we want to finish the damn game. Yeah. Raise the money they needed to finish the game. Got the blessing from the original company. And then, lo and behold, finally, Halloween of 2019, they dropped the game. I mean, it was literally 15 years in the making. And I'll be honest with you, to me, from what I've played so far, absolute success.
Awesome. Yeah, you look like you're having fun. It's a very puzzle-driven game. And I remember watching...
Which is my favorite.
Yes, you streamed it a few times, where you started, you paused, and then you continued on. And some of those puzzles, I mean, they were nerve-wracking for me to watch, trying to figure out, like the one with the spider web.
Yes.
With I think that was the last time I watched because I was busy that night.
I just beat that one.
Oh, did you really? You were still on that? Oofa.
Yeah.
Alrighty. But no, that's cool. Like stuff like that. That's all. I've definitely gotten some Kickstarter games. In fact, one we'll talk about next episode next year. Probably going to look to give away because I got a physical copy from Limited Run. And instead of burning it like I should, I feel like I'll give it to somebody, a fan, if you will. But I've gotten a couple of Kickstarter games. There's one really cool I'll mention. That's a new game, but it has a very old feeling to it. It's called Xenocrisis.
Oh, yeah.
Yep. Okay. It plays like Smash TV. That's the best way I can... It's like, military versus aliens, but it plays like Smash TV. They actually put out, with the Kickstarter, you could have gotten a Genesis cartridge, could have gotten it on a Neo Geo cartridge.
Oh, that's cool.
Even on a Dreamcast CD.
Very cool.
Of course, I have it on Switch. But definitely go out and purchase it. It's a very fun game.
Okay.
I got to admit. But then, game-wise, otherwise, just what I've been playing. I know me and Mario, we've did an episode one time where we were playing some of the Capcom beat-em-up games. We beat Final Fight. I think we beat a couple other games on there. Just recently beat some other arcade games that I had. So, just fun playing co-op. I've never really played co-op. Like the multiplayer games we used to play when we were little.
Mostly wrestling.
Wrestling. Well, actually, pretty much was wrestling. We never really played a co-op game.
No, like Turtles Arcade once in a while.
That was about it, but that was the extent of it.
Yeah.
So, 2020, we plan on showing you guys definitely more of the gameplay. Not saying all of it's going to be live, but we're definitely going to show more.
Yeah, we're definitely going to show more, and most importantly, we're going to show how human we are when it comes to playing these.
This is very true.
Because it's not like we just run through them.
There may be there may be some foul language that'll be bleeped out, at least on my end.
Potential. Yeah, I know how to control myself.
I don't.
Damn it. But a couple of the games that I remember beating this year, and I think I can't think of a retro game that I beat this year that was new for me.
Okay.
In other words, any games I played through, like
I see.
Like in other words, like I beat Zelda again this year, the original one for NES. I know I played through Castlevania this year, 1 and 2.
Yeah.
I know the one you never finished. And then what else? For when Josh did his marathon.
Oh yes.
We did the marathon. I went through like Friday the 13th for NES, Nightmare on Elm Street for NES. Like I did the horror games, which were kind of fun. So I did a bunch of those. A couple of new ones though that I beat this year, and they're newer games, of course. But I finally completed Spider-Man on PlayStation 4.
Oh yes,
and
you've been talking about.
I just finished it a couple of weeks ago. Like, and when I say I finished it, I mean I got 100%.
Okay.
In the game.
Okay.
I haven't done the DLC yet.
Yeah.
There are 3 DLC stories that I got to do. But I finished the main one all the way through, and I have to say, like, and I've said this before.
You have, yeah.
Hands down, one of the best games I've ever played. Period.
Awesome.
Period. And I can't recommend it enough. It's $20, I think now.
It is right. I literally
for
$20
Game of the Year edition,
and all the DLC. Yeah.
Yeah, I cannot. I mean, even if you just play some of it, it's worth playing. It's so cool. And then on my last trip to China, which was just a couple of weeks ago. It's a couple of weeks ago.
He hasn't slept yet.
Good God, no, I'm still awake. Still awake. 3 weeks. I downloaded this game for the Switch called Crossing Souls.
Oh yes, you mentioned that.
Yeah, and it's a cool throwback because it's like it's kind of like a top-down 8-bit game, but it's set in the 80s. It's got like a ton of 80s references. It's a beat 'em up. It's simplistic in terms of the fighting mechanisms and stuff like that. But it's got a cool little story. It's kind of like it's literally like it's like writing a love letter to the 80s, the way Stranger Things does.
Okay.
It takes like all of the 80s, like your favorite movies from the 80s, like all the tropes and everything like that, putting it together, compiling an original story for a game, and it was just fun to go through it. There was like I said. There's nothing in it that's super complicated, not that hard to beat, but it was just kind of fun to go through. It was just like a nice, like going through memory lane. It was nice nostalgia for me. And it was really fun, and I beat it, and it was great. It doesn't suck up a lot of time.
That's good.
Which is cool.
And speaking of like the newest thing I got, I did pick up the Google Stadia.
Yep.
The Google Stadia, and I'm loving it. A lot of people are loving it, and a lot of people are hating the hate that it gets. Google Stadia gets a lot of complaints from people, and no one knows why.
Is it like PlayStation Classic hate?
No. Well, I would say yes because I feel like the PlayStation Classic should not have any hate, but Google.
But a lot of people are on the other side.
But a lot of people were complaining about Google Stadia, and some of it is just for the sake of complaining. But the core gamers, it's a great game. Again, the whole idea, we've talked about it in the past. We'll always talk about it. Physical versus digital, they all have their pros. They both have their cons. I do like the idea that there's no physical console. It takes up less room. All the updates are done on Google's side of it. So I like that idea. So far, I've gotten 4 games, the free games, if you will, by being a member, kind of like PlayStation Plus.
Okay.
It's funny because they're slowly doing all the Tomb Raiders, because the ones for January are Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and
they're milking that license.
No, and the Rise of or Tomb Raider Definitive Edition was the first one. And then I got Farming Simulator, which I can't wait to start.
Oh my
that was
God.
one of the free games. I forgot what the other free game is, but it's been awesome to play. And I only have it on the TV, but if you have like a Pixel phone, or even a Chromebook,
you can play it.
You can play it right through there.
That's
you don't need
awesome.
that. Yeah, so that's been pretty cool. So, to me, 2019 gaming wise, really hit everything solid, and just looking forward to 2020.
Yeah, was there anything retro wise? Like, we talked about kind of purchases, right? Was there? I guess, or maybe I just didn't talk about my biggest standout because I finally got my hands on Shining Force 3 this year.
Yes, you did. As did I, actually.
Yes, we both.
But you got a cooler one.
I got a cooler one.
Yeah, yours is complete
and for less money.
This is true.
Yes, but it's a game that we've both talked about because we love the Shining Force series, and we both managed to get our hands on Shining Force 3 for the Sega Saturn. And once the Polymega finally decides to release itself,
well, you have a Saturn.
I do have a Saturn, but I don't want to start Shining Force 3 because again, it's one of those ones where I want to record and stream, or live stream if I can.
You could have picked up that Saturn wire today.
That's true. I could have picked up that Saturn wire today, but I picked up other things.
You did.
And we're going to get to that in a moment.
Well, should soon.
Yeah. But, and we'll go right now. But Shining Force 3, I think, was probably the highlight of my retro purchases this year. Not notwithstanding.
All that
Super
stuff.
Super Mario RPG was definitely a plus. Very happy with that.
Good.
Also very happy that I got my hands on, I think, Dragon's Lair. Again, that was a limited run. The Dragon's Lair game that came out. That was awesome. And then there were I also got I think it was this year that I got Night Trap, the original one for Sega CD.
Yes, I think that was Night Trap.
So that was awesome too.
My Shining Force 3 definitely was my holy grail.
Yep.
And I did get it. Actually, the only thing I'm missing is the manual, but I'm happy with what I got so far.
Oh, but what you do have and I don't have, and I think you got it this year too, was Shining Force CD.
Yes, Shining Force CD for the Sega CD. And was it this year or maybe last year when you got me to the Shining Force 3, the Japanese versions?
Oh, that was last year.
Oh,
okay. That was Japan.
Yes, okay.
That was Japan.
You weren't in Japan this year?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
No, this was a China year.
Gotcha. Okay. So Shining Force 3, definitely big time. I also was able to find Rage in the Cage again.
Yes.
Very happy about
you got
that.
it complete.
I did,
really
yes.
Cool. Yeah.
So I'm very happy I got that. Been looking at that one for a long time. And it was funny when my cousin came in for Christmas. He was up from Florida, and I was talking to him, and I've told him about the podcast and everything, and it's like, oh, that's really cool. And I told him, like, yeah, one of the great things about the podcast is being able to go out and purchase all these games, and one of the worst things about the podcast is having to go out and purchase all these games, because if it wasn't for the podcast, I wouldn't be rebuilding my collection.
That's correct.
That I, again, Lost in Sandy, not a sob story. Stuff happens. It doesn't bother me. But
how much fun is it?
It's been a pip.
Yes.
So it's been fantastic. And and then mini wise, I got the Genesis Mini.
You got all the minis.
I do pretty much. I think I'm missing one of them. I don't know which one it is, but I know I'm missing one.
You didn't buy the Neo Geo one.
No, almost bought it though, but not on that. But I do have the TurboGrafx one on order.
Yeah,
that comes in March.
That's cool.
Yeah,
very cool. Yeah. I have the TurboGrafx one on pre-order as well.
Good. Yeah, that one's gonna be a good one,
which is good. Yeah. So that's all to come in 2020.
Yes, but I think we're gonna end 2019.
I think we're gonna
on a high note.
Yeah, we're gonna end 2019. So I could not leave 2019 without actually buying more games. Again, I'm here in New York. I don't get to come here that often. When I do, I try and take advantage of hitting up the stores.
Or I just dragged him to one of them.
Or he basically drags me because I'm a passenger in the car and I have no choice. But even before that, yesterday I went to GameStop. And GameStop is currently doing an in-store sale only. Buy 2 pre-owned games, get 2 free. They've never done that
before.
Not bad. It's usually buy 2, get 1.
Yeah.
Not buy 2, get 2.
Yeah,
so
right.
I took full advantage of this, and I picked up 4 games. I don't have them with me necessarily.
But you already have a catalog.
But no, I have a picture of them.
Well, why are you looking that up?
I'm already.
Oh, you already got it? I only bought one thing.
All right, well, you show off what you bought.
But it does add, let me just hide that, only showing prices. Power Rangers Alpha 5.
Very nice.
Yes, so that continues to add to my Power Ranger collection.
No offense, but had I known you were collecting these a few years ago when I worked for a certain company, I could have gotten you all of this.
I don't think I was collecting these.
Okay. Well, anyway, so just really quickly for the PlayStation 4, I decided to beef up my VR catalog.
Okay.
So
I saw doing that.
Yeah. So I picked up the Inpatient, Moss, Farpoint for PlayStation VR, and then I got another online multiplayer game called Don't Starve.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because I'm as much as I love Dead by Daylight, I got to start playing other stuff. So I picked
variety.
Yeah, so I picked up those 4 games. Again, 2 of them were free, which was really cool.
Always good.
And then, of course, we went over to Game On in Smithtown. Got to see Brian and Eric.
Yeah,
very, very cool people. Thank you so much for having us and for allowing us to basically run around your store and do whatever we want.
Well, they love when they see me walking in.
Oh yeah, because they immediately
rent's paid.
Yep. Basically, however,
not this month for me.
Yeah, well, you know what? I mean, I probably did more damage this time.
Absolutely,
just a little bit,
absolutely.
But I did get, and again,
these is what you picked up.
These are what I picked. Yeah, these I picked up, which are really, really awesome. And they're not video games; they are video game soundtracks.
This I'm curious to hear what that sounds like. We're not going to be able to hear in the car.
The first one is the Final Fantasy original motion picture soundtrack, which is really cool.
There you go. There.
And the second one is the soundtrack for Final Fantasy V.
Yes,
which is really cool.
Very cool. Very cool.
And that was it on the soundtrack front.
Okay.
But then one of the first things I saw that I wanted when we were in the store was I've been wanting to hook up my Nintendo 64. What are you looking at?
Because it says original sound version.
Yeah.
Is it just like the soundtracks? Like the sounds?
It's probably just the translation is on.
Probably like this
like,
5
in other words,
second.
translated in Japanese, it's probably original sound
the liner
version
notes.
And not, there you go. You can totally read that.
Actually, that art's pretty cool.
I can totally read that.
Pretty cool art there.
The art for Final Fantasy is always fantastic. Yep. So one of the first things I saw when I got in the store is I've been wanting to play my N64 on my 4K TV.
Yes.
But I don't want to do it with just the regular AV.
Which I don't blame you.
Yeah, exactly, because it doesn't look right anyway when you do that. So I managed to grab the HD TV cable.
Yes.
For the N64, GameCube, and Super NES or SNES.
Yep.
The SNES. And I just do it to bother you.
I know.
But this is definitely something that I've wanted in my collection for a while, so I'm really happy that.
And those cables work. I mentioned it. I have it for the Wii and for the PlayStation 1/2.
Prices. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Well, at least on that one. So yeah, it works out real well.
Yep. And then for the...
I just hide the prices just not to be rude.
Yeah, no, and you're right. And then for the GameCube, again, I've been trying to fill out... I want every wrestling game.
That's cool.
I'm trying to get every wrestling game ever made. And I did not realize that I was missing WrestleMania
That's a good
X8
one.
For the GameCube.
That was a good
one.
one.
I managed to grab that, which is really cool. This one had the NWO invasion in it.
Yes, it did. That's why I liked it.
Which was really cool. So managed to get that for
X8,
GameCube.
Toronto, Ontario, Canada.
Yep. And then for the PlayStation 2, again, another one I didn't realize I was missing. I thought I had all the PS2 ones, but I was missing WWE SmackDown Just Bring It, which has thousands of moves, enhanced story mode, Taz and Michael Cole call the action, 70 match types, and authentic entrances.
70 match types. Good
70
lord.
match types.
Was that the one with what's his face from Limp Bizkit?
Oh yes,
Was
because the Undertaker's on
Okay, yes.
So it's the Limp Bizkit entrance, which is really cool. And again,
Fred Durst. That's what it was.
Fred Durst. And again, complete with
that is an actual PS2
yes.
holder.
And then the second one that I got, again,
That's a good one.
yeah, I do this all the time. I mean, yes, it's for PlayStation 2 and it's retro, but what could be more retro than buying a retro game that has even more retro games? So we got the Midway Arcade Treasures,
Yep.
which include some of our over 20 classic arcade games, including all-time favorites Spy Hunter, Defender, Gauntlet, Joust, and others. Smash TV's on here, 720, Paperboy, all kinds of cool stuff. So
Very cool.
This is really awesome. And then last but not least, I got this for PlayStation 2, but I need to show it in tandem with PlayStation
gotcha.
1 games because I can't cover all of the prices. So here's one for you. So I am a huge fan of these adventure games. Larry's jumping the gun. I'm a huge fan of like these kind of these puzzle games where like I said, with 7 guests.
I
and
never
all that
understood
stuff.
how this one played.
And a lot of people didn't understand these, but basically it's about you're basically just walking around the world and trying to uncover its secrets, and you do that by finding puzzles and solving things. So for the original PlayStation, I got Myst.
Very cool.
And then I got Riven, the sequel to Myst.
I love how it's called Riven, the sequel to Myst.
Riven, the sequel to Myst.
Just in case you don't know.
Yep.
This one's mouse compatible.
Yes, it is.
That's also that one.
Well, I originally had these on my PC way
Yes.
back when. But then they came out for the console. And then, of course, on PlayStation 2, I got Myst 3
That's cool.
Exile. So I have now 3 out of the 5 Myst games.
There was 5 of them?
Yes.
I thought there was only 4.
Nope, there are 5. So I'm definitely going to start taking advantage of playing through these. Again, these are the types of games where you kind of have to have a lot of patience and you have to be willing to just explore. There's another game that I picked up on the PlayStation 4 during the sale that's similar to that. It's called Abduction, OBD.
Okay.
Abduction. And what happens is you wake up on a mysterious planet and you have to try and find your way back to
Fair
Earth.
enough.
The same people who made that made a game that I played through. Oh, there's another game that I beat this year that I absolutely love, which was called The Witness. And I bought it on PlayStation 4. I plowed through it in 2 weeks because I was insanely obsessed with it. You're on an island and you're just solving puzzles.
Okay, fair enough.
I absolutely loved it. And they're really cool, very calm and serene. It was like a game where you're relaxing and using your brain at the same time. It was really fun.
That gives me a headache.
Yes. And then that's it for my purchases.
Okay.
Now, there's one last thing before we go and we close out the year.
Yep.
It was Christmas.
Uh-oh.
You know what that means?
That means fruitcakes.
Yes, I got you a fruitcake.
Nice.
So here's a fruitcake. So Larry,
It's a very thin fruitcake.
it is. So Merry Christmas from me to you.
Oh. Wow.
I will.
That's got some.
I will tell you right
Got some
now,
weight to it.
it is not video game related.
Oh, okay.
But this is the last, our last show of the year, so I wanted to share it
Oh,
with our friends.
no, it's not. What is this? Oh my god.
And then I will tell you a story about how I got these.
Oh my god. What is?
So yeah, I took
Yeah,
them
that's fair
together
enough.
so they wouldn't. Okay, so for those of you who don't know, Larry is a huge wrestling fan.
I think everyone knows that
we all
now,
know
yeah.
this. So I managed to find somebody who was selling their vintage WWF magazines from the early, mid, and late 80s.
I don't even remember this man. I remember the other one.
Yeah, so this one literally, this magazine is literally just about each superstar. That's it. Each
This is
superstar has a
like that
page.
one I remember. Okay. Oh, this one you're talking about specifically.
Yeah, that's the Collector's Guide to the World's Greatest Wrestlers, so it just shows the superstars.
Oh, that's.
But then the rest of them, almost all of them are WWF Magazine.
Okay.
So,
Oh my gosh.
yeah, so old WrestleMania 3 stuff. Yeah, that's all. That's 1987.
Look
Now
at this program.
So now
Okay.
this is an actual.
Oh, wait. Oh,
this
no.
is an actual program from one of the WWE live shows from back in the day. This is
Oh my
when the WWF live show from '87, I think.
Yeah, because he won the title at WrestleMania 3. Yeah.
So that was '87.
Wow.
So that was a live show because the person I bought them from, he born and raised in LA. So when he was a kid,
Oh, so that's from.
he went to Staples Center to see the live shows.
Or whatever
And
it
then
was
this
called
is
back
another
then.
live show with Bam Bam
Look
Bigelow
at
on the cover.
this.
You're going to give me this one, and you're going to keep going through because there's more to this
Oh,
story.
this
than
one's
just
got a. How ironic.
Yes.
The guy's last name. And then
Yes,
that. Yeah.
I know.
Can't we hide
So,
that, though?
yeah, his address
Yep.
is still on that one.
Look at that. King Duggan.
Yep.
Nice. Oh, man. I always liked him as King. Should have been a little
he
longer.
was fun. It worked out well.
Here we go. Very,
Now we're getting to 1990.
very intercontinental friendly between Steamboat and now the Ultimate Warrior. This
Yep.
is awesome. Here he is, a Hulkster with that's my favorite design belt of all time.
Yes, it's
the
the
Winged
best one.
Eagle, which I have
Uh-huh.
signed. The
Very
Winged
nice.
Eagle.
And last but not least, with an address on the bottom.
Yeah. What's that?
One with the big boss man on the
There
cover.
we go.
But that's not all. And this is the reason why. This is the reason why I thought it was the perfect Christmas gift for you.
I hate to say it, your gift from me is going to suck compared to what you're giving
Well,
me right
that's
now.
Here's the other thing. When I saw this online, he was showcasing a specific page in the thing, and when I contacted him, I said, "What's the story behind this?" And what he explained to me was when he was a kid. Again, this was like in '87.
Yeah.
like '87ish.
Around there, yeah.
Yeah, so he got to go to the Staples Center to go to the live shows with his dad. But when he got to go on this one specific show, his dad managed to go backstage.
Ooh.
And they went backstage and they got to meet.
Which is like usually
he got to meet a bunch of the wrestlers.
Back then, there really wasn't much backstage.
There was no
yeah,
backstage
yeah.
thing. He got to go backstage and meet the wrestlers. So what happened? He got
No.
a whole ton
No.
of autographs.
Is this all legit?
These are all legitimate wrestlers' autographs from that show, including Ricky Steamboat, his wife Bonnie, who was there. Hey,
Well, she walked the kid
you
down at
never know.
WrestleMania 4.
Rockin' Robin,
Oh my gosh.
and then the rest I'm gonna leave to you to figure out because I have
This
no
is-
idea. Like I tried to figure out who else is in there. I have no idea. For all I know, they could
Paul
be
Roma.
Paul Roma,
The Young
that's right,
Stallions.
Young Stallion, Paul Roma.
Aloha.
Aloha.
Oh, that's her.
Bonnie
Okay, yeah.
Steamboat, I don't know who that is.
I haven't figured that one out yet.
Some of them could have been like I
Yeah.
think this is Brady Boone or
It's at 88.
yeah, well,
That's weird.
and it's entirely possible like some of these guys because you know on house shows
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have,
the jobbers.
the jobbers
Yeah.
so they may have signed some of those but
And
you know when I saw the
Some kid.
so when I saw the Ricky
That's cool.
no that's the kid I bought it from.
Oh. I'm
He
sorry.
signed his name on the page as a kid with the rest of these guys. So
Look, again, we're just going to... I mean, that is... Anthony, oh my God.
So Merry Christmas.
No, that is awesome. Thank you so... I've always wanted a Bonnie Steamboat autograph.
I know.
Holy Lord.
And I bought it just for Bonnie.
That is awesome.
I bought it just for Bonnie.
Oh, that is... Thank you.
Her son would have signed it, but I think he was still in her womb at the time.
No, he... Oh, maybe. Because he was in, if he was Intercontinental
87
champion,
or
yeah.
yeah,
Because
yes.
I remember when she walked him down, or when Steamboat
WrestleMania 4.
and Jesse Ventura's like, he's about the size of Bundy.
So there
Because
you go.
back in the 80s, it was okay to make fun of a fat little baby.
Merry Christmas.
No, thank you. That you have no idea.
No.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Okay, I'm just gonna give you then mine. I mean, today that was new. I didn't realize you really wanted that.
No. This was a fantastic gift. So thank you. Very
And also, I didn't wrap it. Also, so that's why it's in my lunch
so
bag.
it's in the lunch bag.
So just reach in and grab. It's the only thing that's in there.
Okay.
Reach in and grab it.
Ooh, what is this?
So it's a
Oh,
little.
that's awesome.
And it's like the size of a credit card.
That's really cool. Does it fit in my wallet?
Almost.
So
Probably.
it is a Tetris Micro Arcade.
Very micro arcade.
Yes.
I saw that. They actually have
That's
Tetris
really
and they
cool.
have Pac-Man. But I know you like Tetris.
Yeah.
So
No. This was the
yeah.
way to go.
And
for
you just
me.
charge it through USB and just play it on the go.
Oh my god,
It's very tiny.
And you know how on the go I am.
Exactly.
So, you
Just
know.
throw it in your back
this
pocket.
This will actually be perfect for me when I'm sitting in traffic
Or tonight during dinner.
or during dinner with my family. Yes. What are you doing? Nothing. Actually, you know what? I wouldn't be able to take this out at dinner. My mother would probably try to.
Oh,
take
that's
it
true,
from me,
yeah.
'cause she's also a big.
Well, it's
Tetris
too
player.
small. She probably wouldn't be able to see it.
That's actually true.
You may not be able to see it.
That's not true. My contacts are in. God damn it.
So
that's a great gift.
That's cool. So wow, this was a good one.
This was a good one. What a
That was
great year.
fantastic. Very great year.
Great year.
Very great year. And I think it's. I think we're gonna pull this one into port.
We are gonna pull it into
also got to get you home.
Yes,
So.
I have to get going. I have a flight to catch in the morning.
Yes.
But again, before we leave, cannot thank our fans enough for tuning in.
Yes.
For whether you're new or you've been listening to us from the beginning, thank you guys so much for sticking with us. It's been a fantastic year for us. We hope you guys again enjoyed us and enjoyed listening to us, watching us. Our adventures are going to continue in 2020.
Yep.
And I'm sure they're just going to be as wacky and weird as they've always been.
And expensive.
So. And expensive.
Apparently.
Josh, you have to come up with some new challenge.
I'm 0-2.
Yeah, he's 0-2, so I'm perfectly happy taking on a third.
No, I'm actually recording with him tomorrow. So,
okay, there you go.
And everyone who's been on the show, thank you very much.
Yes, all
our podcast brothers, shows that we've been on, and we hope to do a lot more cross promotion with people. And I think with
the Yin and the Yang podcast,
absolutely.
the Ben Half podcast, Anthony and Frank have always, they've always had our back and supported us here as well.
And I'm going to say it's not guaranteed, but I think we can announce that possibly the next time that we might record live with each other, maybe, depends on travel situations, April 5th.
We're looking at that.
April 5th, I'm doing a live podcast, my 40th birthday. It's also WrestleMania, so it's more of a talking more wrestling night, but depending on who's there, we may do some other shows as well.
Yeah.
So more information as it comes. But I guess for the last time in 2019, where can they find us?
They can find us on Facebook at www.facebook.com/RetroGamersPodcast. You can find us on Instagram at RetroGamersPodcast. You can find us at theretrogamers.com. You can email at theretrogamers.com. What am I missing?
You said Instagram?
I did.
Okay, Twitter at RetroGamersPod, and YouTube Retro Gamers Podcast. You probably already said that.
I did not say YouTube.
Oh, okay.
So look for us on YouTube.
That's why we're filming this.
Right,
so.
Exactly. You can watch our episodes there. Hello.
And with that, Merry Christmas, Happy New Year, and thank you.
Happy New Year
many more
sir.
Of these episodes. And you know what? You brought us in. Take us out.
All right. Yep. This is Anthony, not Larry, like I said in the beginning. We will catch you next year on the Retro Gamers Podcast.